टू व्हीलर्स को भी देना होगा टैक्स।
Fake news and misinformation isn't just about viral videos. It permeates into our everyday lives, in ration queues, classrooms, hospitals, and many other places, reaching us through our phones and TVs, among other things. According to data in the Global Risk Report 2025, misinformation and disinformation ranked amongst the top 5 global threats in the whole world. But do you know that all of this fake news has several layers to it? And often we might miss these layers. They can be broadly defined into 3 categories: fake news, misinformation, and disinformation. Let's break these down together with an example. 1. Fake news. Completely made up, often sensational. For example, LGBTQI groups in India have been advocating for marriage equality. When the case was being heard recently in the Supreme Court, news channels and powerful individuals claimed that this is not an issue of rights for queer people, but for a few urban elites. This claim, however, was proven false, as most of the individual petitioners were from rural audiences. Second, misinformation. Wrong information shared unknowingly. Now, when the same news story or headline is shared by someone on a WhatsApp group without checking that it's an unsubstantiated claim, it is classified as misinformation. 3. Disinformation. A deliberate spread of lies, often aimed to influence or even harm. So when this same unsubstantiated claim is used by lawyers, for example, in the Supreme Court to argue against marriage equality, despite knowing the factual information about the socioeconomic background of the petitioners, it is motivated by the attempt to influence the judgment for their own gain. That is an example of spreading disinformation. For those of us in the social sector, the consequences of fake news, misinformation, and disinformation are extremely real. Development work relies heavily on data that is grounded in reality. And when these facts are distorted, and when misinformation is used to divert public attention from real issues of development, this becomes a serious concern. But unfortunately, this is what we are witnessing in today's India. During the pandemic, widespread WhatsApp forwards in rural India claimed that COVID-19 vaccines are going to affect infertility and menstruation. This was not based on any science. The initial numbers of vaccinated individuals in India showed that the rate of women taking the vaccine was much lower, despite large-scale vaccination drives by state governments and non-profits. In several parts of India, from Kashmir to Maharashtra to Rajasthan, vaccine uptake amongst women remained very low. In these areas, frontline workers, Ashas, Anganwadi workers, became the first line of defense. They moved from house to house, explaining the facts, countering misinformation that had already gone viral. So the next time you scroll past a shocking headline or forward a WhatsApp message, ask, is it real? Who gains if I believe this? Because fighting misinformation isn't just about the truth. It's about justice, equality, and the right to correct information for all. In the following videos, we will break down what types of misinformation and fake news are common in India, how it spreads, and how can you identify and fact check wrong from right.